Using DPower engines, or how long have you known Daniel and Andreas?
Actually, I've known Daniel for 5 years now, and I learned about Daniel from through basically his reputation. Was looking to get more advanced in my karting abilities, so I jumped up to a shifter kart and went through a particular shop, and then as time went on and I needed engine work, etc., I knew of Daniel, heard of his reputation, his engine building, what he did for the different teams, how thorough he was. So I thought I'd give him a try, and from the moment I met Daniel, right from his answering any technical questions I had to helping me in my ability as a driver and working with my kart and my engine, it was excellent. As far as when it came time to get that extra horsepower out of my engine, when there was updates, took my kart to Daniel. Daniel was very thorough in asking what I was looking for, and when the time came to have it done, he not only did that, but he gave me the extra horsepower that I needed and reliability in my motor. Everything from my clutch to carburation, he would dial it in. If I had any questions at all, I could call Daniel from the track. He would help me over the phone. I could, ask him any particular thing from when I was accelerating to what turn, shifting, and give him that information, and he would come back not just with the knowledge that he had of saying this is what I think it is, but he also gives you options and says this is what I think you should try and work up to that point. And so not only from his engine building skills, but helping me as a driver to approach how to use that power that he has put into my motor.
Would you recommend DPower engines to people that are just coming up, or people that are just doing it for fun? Do you think they can do all ranges, or? Absolutely.
I recommend Daniel's services for everybody, from beginner to intermediate to the pros. For me, you're intermediate, looking to be a pro, but I'm your intermediate driver, so I'm able to push my kart for me to its limits. I've been at the national races. I have watched the top pros using Daniel's engines and have seen what these guys can get out of this motor. Have seen these guys come from mid-pack because of whatever qualifying issues they had, maybe on chassis setup, etc. But when the race was on, these karts, literally, you could just see them picking off the drivers one by one with the power that they had, and finishing right there on the podium. So for me, again, from my experience, what I've seen, I recommend Daniel and his services. DPower, gets the most out of your motor that is possible.
Really great. Is there anything that you'd want people to know about DPower engines that you haven't already gone over, or something that you would want to reiterate to a person as to why to switch from their engine to DPower, or just, what is it about these DPower engines that you think it's worked over the last 3 years? They've only been around 3 years, so what do you think has worked for them?
For them, it's not only the knowledge that Daniel has as an engine builder and his experience. Other than his knowledge, it's always first impression. For me, in anything that I get, whether it's buying a car or working with somebody in my field, I own a construction company, it's first impression, not just the knowledge, but how that person is as far as service. And Daniel, from the time I met him, he treats everybody as if they're his #1 customer and they're his top sponsored racer. And I'm just a customer. But when you're willing to put down good money, you want the most that you can get. And Daniel, he is so thorough, not only with his knowledge, but in his service. You can call Daniel, and from the first time you do business with him to all the way through in your relationship, he treats you every time with such focus, like you are his only customer, and he does that with everybody. And that's why I recommend him to everybody, because he's so thorough and he works so well with the drivers, you know, and their ability, what they're looking for, and getting, like I said, the most that he can get out of the motor, but as matching not only his knowledge of what he's going to put into your motor, but matching that with the driver. So as a whole package, what you can get out of that car: the motor, the driver, the chassis, and your best time on the track.
Awesome, thank you so much.